For the latest, south side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams, both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah, it's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Ganty, so the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews, trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
What's going on, everybody? I saw the tweets already went out, all those, so we can kind of just dive in here. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, June 16th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Zwaski, aka Father Zoe, aka Zostradamus, and with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto.
Welcome back, Zoe, and congrats on your big Sebi Zavala win.
Thank you.
Your new favorite catcher, right?
He's getting there.
Catcher of the future.
This is just kind of a pit stop because I'm definitely not going to be here next week too. So, just a little drop in to say hi to everybody. And the new guy, you're going to be new guy for at least a month. Just
that works.
All right, good.
Mitch is going to be like the only one who's doing all these shows by the end of the summer.
Yeah,
that's what new guys do, dude. That's
I'm like Danny Mendick. I'm sliding in when need be and crushing it.
That's perfect. That's Mitch Kaminsky. Fuck. Come on, Matt. Be Polish one time. But yeah, no, I think the Danny Mendick comp is perfect because talk about stepping up when you're getting an opportunity. So we are going to be talking about the curious case of Liam Hendriks. Why can't the White Sox just play the Tigers 162 games in a season? Me predicting the future, and we might spare Aldo, but we might get into why the Cubs suck so bad right now. It's bad, dude.
3 weeks ago, I think it was. They had the longest winning streak in the National League.
Yeah, I remember. It was good times, man. It was good times. Somebody tweeted out this time last year the Cubs were in first place.
It was right before. It was like right when they had the no-hitter in Los Angeles.
Yep, that's when it all went downhill. That's when it
literally
all went downhill from there.
They had the 11-game losing streak, and then
So yeah, all that, and God knows what else is going on. Fids is somewhere in the world right now. It's like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego with that guy lately? But all that, and who knows where we're gonna go with this. So let's tap this keg. As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download that app, put on push notifications, so you will be the first to know in Chicago, any Chicago sports news. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. And also the show is brought to you by us. There's a pinned tweet at Pinwheels Ivy Pod. First, follow that account. Second, check out all the good stuff in the pinned tweet. We got merch. You can donate. We've gotten a lot of donations, and my heart just is huge for you people. You guys are awesome. I got a heart boner for all of you.
I was gonna say, is that your heart that's big, or?
I can go a lot of directions with that comment. But we really appreciate y'all, and make sure you're following our individual Twitter accounts. You might want to turn on push notifications for that too, so I can tell you who's going to hit a home run that day. I'm riding this wave, man. I'm riding this wave. I'm riding this wave big time. So for all of you that didn't see it, woke up on Wednesday morning, had a feeling. I thought it was gas. Turned out it wasn't gas. And it was just a feeling that Sebi Zavala was in the starting lineup. It was like, you know what? Why not Sebi? Why not Sebi? So I threw $25 on him to hit a home run. And dude hit a bomb.
Well, the gas was the Tigers. That's
oh yes, the gas was definitely the Tigers too. Yeah, I mean, no, he hit a nice bomb early, and thank God he hit that bomb early because when the Tigers put in their position players, Sebi hit one to the wall, and it got robbed by Austin Meadows. And I was just thinking to myself, could you imagine if that was it, and it got? Oh, I would have been hot. I would have been so hot. But instead, I got a couple bucks for my vacation next week. We're pretty happy. We're feeling good about it. So, the big story to start, and oh yeah, there is no Fids beef. He's I honestly don't know where is he.
Well, he was like at Midway in the morning, Wednesday morning. Now,
he's on the East Coast, I think.
Now he's in New York, I think.
Yeah, something like seriously, can't keep up with the guy.
Maybe he's negotiating a contract or a trade for Wilson Contreras and one of the New York teams.
His trade value went up a little bit lately.
A lot. Why?
I mean,
He's
sure.
he's literally I told Mitch and Kevin last week. I really can't even enjoy how great Wilson Contreras has been. Like this is literally his best year, and I can't even
Yep.
enjoy it because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, he's gonna get traded in a month.
There's, I mean,
can't even enjoy it.
I guess before we even go forward, I mean, as a Cubs fan, there's zero chance he finishes this year on the Cubs, right?
I mean, it's very low. It's
Okay.
like I don't know, like 5%. Like
Okay.
there was like
It's
one
the
slight
retooling.
thing.
I thought he's the best player. Why would you get rid of him during a retooling? It's Jed Boyer told everyone.
The
Exactly.
that's like the worst word in baseball.
So
It's
There's like one thing that happened last week. There's like, well, it like made you think for a minute, but then like you see other things. It's like, well, what the hell are they even trying to do? And it was when they avoided arbitration. So it's like, well, if they didn't really care at all about any future negotiations, like they would have just went to arbitration because like who cares? It's like, well,
yeah.
but then they avoided it. It's like they negotiated last minute, and
I thought that was weird.
the Cubs have never done that. They're a file, or what is it called? A file and trial team or whatever. They just do the numbers. If they don't agree, they'll go to arbitration. But they negotiated last minute. I don't know. That was the only glimpse of like, does this mean something? But I don't know, man. It's
Buddy,
brutal.
we got a all-star cast of characters early in the comments there. We got our boy A. Rude, we got Uncle Beef, Maddie Mitch, and the homie Herb
Herb?
Lawrence. Herb, I was loving the sunglasses today, man. Pre and post game show on CHGO. Herb's rocking the sunglasses, looking like he was on vacation vibes the whole show, just killing it over there. Go listen to Black Keys though, Herb. That was kind of weird to me that you've never listened to Black Keys. Anyways,
Oh,
good
just
question.
to answer Maddie Mitchell's
Yeah, I was going to say,
question.
what do you think to this? So the question is, where do you not
Like
want
there's
Wilson
only like
Contreras to get
one
traded
team.
to?
I know
The
Kevin
Cardinals.
has like the older school hatred of like the Mets. Like
You
I
just-
never got to like really live that rivalry from back in the day. So I don't have that big of a hate. I mean, it's like New York's like you always naturally, being a Chicago guy, you're always gonna hate the New York teams.
Mhm.
So that would kind of suck. But like, there's really the only one. Like, if it's like the Cardinals, like that would never. That would never happen because of course they have Hall of Famer Yachty.
Yeah, but don't you want to see him being like the torch, Yachty passing the torch to Wilson Contreras, and then Wilson Contreras just destroying the Cubs for a decade?
No,
No.
so I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want that. No.
Kind of like when the Twins traded AJ Przinsky to the White Sox.
Yeah. Or I mean, Zoe, would you want Jose Abreu to get traded to the Twins and have him
I would
be a
I would
beast?
literally puke for an entire season. I would wake up in the morning and throw up every day. If
Like,
I saw
I don't
Jose
know, send
Abreu
Wilson.
oh,
Send Wilson Contreras to like again. It's like send him to the Yankees. I don't care.
send him to like the Angels. Like just get him the fuck out
No,
of here.
because the thing, like Wilson Contreras is great. He should, be on another contending team. The Angels. You want to talk about
Phew.
being bad?
Can we talk real quick though? Little side note about the Angels. On a scale of 1 to 10, both of you, how hard did you laugh when you saw that Joe Madden cut his hair into a mohawk and got fired before he showed the
When
tweet?
you sent that tweet into our chat, into our group chat, I thought at first, since it was just written out, I thought it was a joke. Like one of those, just like somebody making a joke on Twitter.
Yeah,
But then when they quote tweeted it with the video of them talking, I'm like, no, I'm just
gagging.
picturing him like not even just the mohawk. Like for whatever reason, maybe he dyed it and he's just in the office and they're like, you're fired.
Yeah,
then he's gonna come home to his family and explain it too. Well, I got the mohawk for the
Yeah.
team.
I thought it would get the boys going, but I never really got to show it to them.
Now I'm unemployed.
fired.
Now he's
Clear-
just like a 6. Well, how old is he? Like 67 or something? 67-year-old guy with a
Joe
mohawk.
Madden's not
unemployed.
70. He's not 70 years
Something-
old.
Maybe I don't know how old he is.
All right,
I don't
let's
think
go to
he's
that.
70 yet. He's up there, but
But
what a hilarious scene there.
But you also left out one key detail about being a 68-year-old unemployed guy with a mohawk. It's a 68-year-old multi-millionaire
Well,
old guy with a
after all
mohawk.
the jokes, it's like,
Yeah,
well, I'll just cruise around in my van, get high, and do whatever.
I pictured the meeting going like, "Hey Joe, you just lost 16 in a row. We're gonna let you go," and him being like, "Cool, peace, I'm out." I think he's done though. I think he's done with baseball. I don't see him coming
At
back.
this point, like, I mean,
Why would you? Why
well,
would you?
I mean-
You have millions and millions and millions of dollars. You're 68 years old. Just
we have to see what owner around the league is his best friend. Because I mean, who would have
Yeah.
thought that a 78-year-old would be coming out of retirement after more than a decade?
well, I don't think Joey has the lawyer bills that Tony has. So, a lot goes into that. But all right. Big story to me right now with the White Sox is this Liam Hendricks stuff. Now, Mitch, you wrote about it on sportsmockery.com. That's where you guys can find all of Mitch's articles. Man's been churning and burning over there, so show him some love there. So what's going on with Liam Hendricks, Mitch?
Yeah, so 15-day IL, obviously the right forearm strain. And first off, like forearm strains usually are leading to Tommy John. I remember
Nope.
Tyler Glasnow.
We call it TJ here. Don't say it. It's a bad juju. Don't say the full.
TJ, yeah,
Yeah.
all right. There. Yeah, but we saw Tyler Glasnow last year pitching against the Sox. Same thing happened. He left with forearm tightness, and soon after he had season-ending surgery. So that was the first red flag. And also, I mean, he had his comments today where he said he's not too concerned about it. He expects to be back after his 15 days is up. But he said he had a partial tear in his arm, and he's been dealing with it the past 2 seasons, and he's thrown a lot of innings the past 2 years. So I think it's only a matter of time. Those comments, despite the fact he said he's going to be back, does not really make you feel all that much more reassured. No. It's like, wait, what? Partial tear? Excuse me? Yep. So, especially because he loves to pitch. He loves being out there on the mound every day. He's a competitor. So hopefully he's right. I mean, I guess he'd know his body better than we would, but it didn't sound too promising.
And my thing is, dude, he is not by any means a finesse guy. He goes out there and tries to throw his arm off his body every pitch. You know what I mean? And so for him to be pitching with a torn, what was it, MCL?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, a torn MCL. Like, one, if anyone ever calls Liam Hendricks soft, you're an idiot. Because you know how fucking tough that guy's got to be going out there throwing 100 miles per hour with a partially torn MCL. And he won reliever of the year while doing it.
Twice?
He won reliever of the year twice with a torn MCL. Like, that dude is fucking nuts. And I get it. He's, the tough Australian. He played Aussie rules football and all that stuff. And I'm a big Liam Hendricks guy. I'm all about this guy. But I am not feeling good. And Fitz is like the dude from what was the one with the fire and the dragons and all that shit?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Fitz is like that. Yeah, he's that like Littlefinger on Game of Thrones. Fitz has all these little birdies all over the league.
What a comp.
All over the league. He's got birdies all over the league. Sometimes he won't even tell. It's like the movie Blow. He won't tell us who his connections are. And I sit there, hey, Fitz, you're my brother. Tell me who your
Las Vegas
are.
is basically King's Landing for him, yeah.
Oh, we're digging deep into this. I'm loving every second of this.
This is the first time I've thought of Game of Thrones since there's shit.
Yep. Oh, I know. But he is like Littlefinger. He's got birdies everywhere across the league. And one of his little birdies told us they don't think it's that great right now for Liam. You know what I mean? I don't want to say either way. Nothing's official. This is a new segment called Birdie Talk. But yeah, this is a little birdie that told Fitz this, and I don't feel confident at all about this. I really Liam could sit here, and I really think Liam's the type of guy that'll be like, I'm fine until they literally strap him down and perform the surgery. Like, that's just, to me, that's the guy kind of guy. And we all played with that guy. If you've played any sports like above like 6th grade, you've played with that guy. And Liam is that guy to me. I don't know.
Well, if he gets hurt, if he is indeed out for the year, which fingers crossed he's not, but I think that puts a wrap on like World Series chances take a dive. I just don't see it happening without Liam Hendricks. Like, that bullpen's running thin as it is, and they spent so much money on it during the offseason. That's that'd be
I'd like to address this comment by Beefloaf. What percentage do Fitz birdies hit? I would say they're putting up Hall of Fame numbers. I mean, although you've been around just as long as I have with Fitz, usually when he says, my guy told me this or my guy told me that, I throw him at like a 70% hit rate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think recently, especially with Sox stuff.
Yeah, especially with Sox stuff.
The chirping's been good.
Yeah, but
by the way, guys, I have a solution. If
Which shitty Cubs player are you going to
no,
try
no,
to
no,
pawn
no,
us
no, no. You
down?
look at the numbers. This is possible all-star representative for the Cubs, just because Wilson Contreras might not be with the Cubs when the All-Star game begins. But you guys can bring back old friend David Robertson.
That I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
See, I'm
He's-
not always going to throw out bad players.
He was a big fan favorite. Mitch, you remember when he was here?
I like David Robertson.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have him as the closer at this point, though.
No.
I'd be fine with him like a seventh inning guy, maybe, but like I would not bring him in as the closer anymore. But I like David Robertson when he was there.
Yeah. I mean, if that's an option, I don't think the Cubs are really eager to trade with the White Sox right now because the White Sox traded them a broken second baseman. He's back on the DL, by the way.
Right when he started to trend towards the right direction, too.
Yeah, that's what he did.
He's trying to
That's what
figure
he
it
did
out.
for the White Sox too. He
Yep.
figured it out and then get hurt again. And I mean, bro, he just can't stay on the field. But I guess this begs the question, though, and this is a conversation I wanted to have with you two to start the show, though. Let's say worst case scenario, Liam's done for the year. I'll start with you, Mitch. Who's your closer? How do you close games?
From what I heard, I think it's going to be, they're saying Joe Kelly's probably going to get the bulk of the ninth inning. I would have Kendall Graveman, though, as a closer, just because he had some experience in Seattle in the ninth inning. So he's had some success there before. But I guess between him and Kelly, you kind of have like a small committee there. But those would be the only two that I would trust in the ninth inning. I thought we saw Matt Foster in some big innings this past weekend, and I don't think he's closer material. So I think Graveman and Kelly would be the one. Kelly doesn't really have a whole lot of experience in the ninth inning either. He's been mostly a setup guy most of his career. So that's why I think you got to go Graveman just because he's got a little bit more experience in that ninth inning.
Yep. Although, if you from the outside looking in, who?
I think last year before the trade to Houston, he was closing out games in Seattle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the first chance to close out a game I give to Graveman. Yeah, and then obviously, I mean, you go with your other power arm. I remember a few years ago when he was coming up, or when he was rising among some of the best relievers around the game. I thought before the White Sox signed Liam Hendricks, but this guy also hasn't been able to stay healthy this year. Is Aaron Bummer?
Yeah.
I think if everyone is healthy, I think he'd be an option too. But that guy also just can't stay healthy this year.
Yep. So I've been thinking about this a lot since we talked about it yesterday. I don't feel great about anybody.
No.
I just want to put that out there before I start this little ramble. I don't feel good about anybody. Like there's no one to me that just like exudes confidence, like, oh shit, 2-run lead, we're rolling out, we're good. It's just I don't feel that anyways. I think you guys both hit on the head. I think Graveman and the thing I think Joe Kelly really has going for him too is he's got fucking brass balls. Like nothing phases Joe Kelly. You know what I mean? Like he's been on the mound in Fenway trying to, for the Red Sox, winning a World Series. He's been in LA, winning world. Like he's been there. Graveman, but both Graveman and Kelly, neither of them have really shown me too much. I've seen flashes of it, but if we're talking closer shit, you got to do it every day. Well, hopefully. Hopefully a lot, but
it's I want to say just again outside perspective. I haven't seen every single Sox game and how these guys are performing day in day out.
Yeah.
But for you to say you're not, I mean, obviously it's a huge injury. You're losing obviously your number one bullpen guy, and whenever it's a closer, obviously that's going to hurt the depth and just everyone behind and the confidence that you feel. But Rickon spent a lot of money on this super bullpen. So for you to say that you don't feel confident,
Graveman's been pretty solid this year.
Yeah,
and Kelly, like he had the injury problem and he had a rough start, but like his last two outings, like before he got hurt that game against Boston, that was the best stuff he'd had all year. He struck out 2 guys in a row before he went down. And then he looked like a stud last game. So I'm not too concerned about him if he can stay healthy. Like both those guys I have confidence in. It's just that they're not going to be in, roles they're necessarily familiar with if they're doing both the ninth.
And I also just want to say, like, as a bullpen as a whole, I think they're a good unit. I'm talking about just like this individual guy taking the ball with the 2-run lead. It's a little bit different than, he thought he had his closer for the year, which is wild because he obviously knew this guy's been pitching with the fucking torn MCL since like the last whatever. You know what I mean? Like, anywho, Beef, I saw you comment it, and I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but I was also, this name kept coming into my head. Bro, I'm giving Raylo a shot. I'm giving him a shot. Now, here's why I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about mental capacity. I'm worried that the moment is going to get 2008. Thank you, Alex. He's had a torn MCL since 2008, which is absolutely fucking wild to me. But
MCL or UCL?
Probably
Oh.
UCL, I think.
I think MCL is in the knee. Yeah.
oh, okay. Well,
UCL.
I think the
yeah, it
UCL
was
is
UCL.
the one in the elbow that
I'm a couple
leads
credit.
to-
I'm a couple credits short of becoming a doctor, so I apologize. It's a UCL.
Didn't get to that chapter yet.
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm not there yet. I'm still flipping through.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about Raylo. The moment getting too big for Raylo, especially if the things. Best case scenario, the White Sox get this somewhat, well, actually, extremely noticeable, easier schedule after this Houston Toronto conundrum coming up. But like Beef is saying in comments, I'm with you, man. He can
Well,
dial it up, trip digits.
I agree, but like the way the starting rotation's been this year, they're not going very deep into ball games. They're only giving you like 5 innings a game. I
That's
think
true,
like
too.
they're under 6. So like with Ronaldo Lopez, it's nice because he used to be a starter. He can give you some of those middle innings, and you can kind of use them all over the bullpen. So I don't know if I would. And he's never closed out, like he's never been in a save situation before, which would be the other thing I'd be concerned about. But I think he's better suited for that middle inning role, especially when these guys only giving you 5 innings. You need someone to eat these middle innings. I think Ronaldo Lopez is a guy I would trust there a lot more so than like Jimmy Lambert per se. So that's why I wouldn't have him as the
Right.
closer right now.
But I don't know, man. I just got this Raylo. You get tripped if he's going into it knowing he only has to get 3 outs. We've seen him in these reliever roles, though.
If it was 2019, I'd say sure. Like, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to be testing out a guy there that's never done it in a year. You're trying, it's kind of like championship or bust.
Yeah, it might be. It's getting closer to the bus part of that. So we're
No,
getting,
that's
you
true.
know what I mean. So it's kind of like, yeah. I mean,
if he's hitting triple digits, at least for these couple weeks.
well, why
Like-
not do it now before the All-Star?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's why you have to do. I think you do have to do it now though, because
Yeah,
you
you
can't
gotta-
be waiting
yeah.
around and be like,
They
well,
did trot him
fuck.
out in that 4-run lead
Yep.
the other night. So and
See,
he
that's
did
what
a
I was
good job,
surprised
so.
because I think in the beginning of the game, obviously it was when Hendricks was already put on the IL. And I think during the broadcast, I think they were mentioning how they thought that if the White Sox were going to be in a save situation, that they would go to Joe Kelly. And he pitched the 8th inning when, the
Mhm.
Tigers could have scored to make it a save situation in the 9th. And they were going to give Ronaldo Lopez the 9th inning in a safe
Mhm.
situation that night. It just happened to be, it was a 4-run lead. But
Yeah. So that could be exactly what we're talking about. Them just.
I
being
think
like,
they are again. I think they
it's
are. gonna give it a
Detroit
shot.
in June. Let's fucking try it. Like, let's give it a whirl. Why not? What's the worst that happened? Well, we all know what the worst could happen. But I don't see Aaron Bummer being a closer at all, even if he's healthy. He walks the first guy every time. It drives me fucking nuts.
It is so crazy, man.
I'm still going with Graveman though. That's what they paid. They brought him
Yeah.
in here to be a high leverage reliever. Now
Mhm.
it's time to step up. Like that's the guy that should be. Like that's what you're paying him for.
That's true. I think ultimately, if the worst case scenario is Hendricks is done, and you're not going to go after a closer in the trade market, and you're going to look for an answer within, I think ultimately you do land on Graveman being your best option for the Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alex, you're in my head, bud. I remember him saying something like this. They gave Kelly the 8 since it's a more high leverage situation, since it was the middle of the order. See, I foresee a lot of this going on.
Okay.
If,
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah.
That's not me being sorry. I'm shocked that the Sox are actually doing
I
that.
see, but that's how I kind of see this playing out in my head. Like it's going to be.
You go bullpen by committee.
It's situational. It's going to go from game to game. It's going to be a lot more situational.
Which honestly,
Tony loves his analytics. So
honestly, they should have been doing that when Hendricks was healthy.
Correct.
Doing that more
Correct.
often.
But yeah, and stop pitching Sueza versus lefties.
Well, he's back in AAA. You don't have to worry about that.
I know, but I will always worry about it.
I knew that Bertuzzi was bad when he was. I think he was the one who gave the home run to Madrigal in spring training.
Yep. He came out the gates hot.
Mm-hmm.
They look good early.
Yeah.
Early.
Memes were being made. Bitches love Sueza. Yeah, but it just fell off fast. And Old
Bullpens,
Tony-
man,
old Tony's-
they're so volatile.
Old Tony
No,
sees
right
that
when the-
lefty matchup, and he gets his his Viagra kicks in or whatever, and he's like, lefty, let's go.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's so sad about it too is the offense has been the problem for the first 2 months of the season, and the past 2 weeks they've been phenomenal. I think they've scored 5 runs or more in their past 7 games now, and they
Yep.
should have won. Like that Texas series, they should have swept that series. There was no reason for them to. The fact that they blew a 5-0 lead on Saturday, the bullpen had been strong like leading up to that point, but I think everyone's just gassed at this point. They're all running thin because of injuries, so
Yeah.
it stinks because they're wasting some good offense performances. And I know a bunch of people today have been like, I wrote an article about the offense earlier, and a lot of people were like, well, it's just like the Tigers. Well, they were doing this against the Dodgers too, and
Yep.
the Rangers. So I think the bats are starting to heat up, and Moncada now finally had a good game. That could be the confidence he needs to move forward. So.
We'll go with that. I'm going to go in that direction. Moncada getting 5 hits on Wednesday versus the Tigers. And 2 of them were against position players. Shut the fuck up. Doesn't matter. The guy's
Trade value
he's been a
skyrocketed.
mental midget since he
Yeah.
came back from injury. And I get it, man. An oblique injury for a switch hitter, that's probably like one of the worst injuries you can have, And I feel like he's the type of guy that really needs a game like this to jumpstart. And I think it's kind of almost like a perfect storm for him. No, I don't think he was like happy Jake Burger got hurt, but I also think it wasn't helping his confidence seeing Jake Burger go out and absolutely mash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so Burger gets hurt. He took one off the hand, which it's not that serious. It's not broke. But then Moncada, gets his game, and those weren't bullshit hits either. I mean, they were rips.
They were hit
And
hard, yeah.
his home run was smoked. I love that new Twitter account this year where it tells you if it's a home run and how many ballparks.
Mm-hmm.
And Moncada's home run on Wednesday versus the Tigers was a 30 out of 30 ballparks. So it's not a cheapie. And all that is good to me. Like I'm all for all that. But the big thing for me is, and I think Jason and Steve Stone addressed it on the broadcast. Actually, I know they did. They put the camera on him after he hit the home run. He looked like a man that just paid off like $1 million debt to like the worst bookie in Vegas. Like he was so fucking relieved that it's done. And then at the very end, he walks down the line and he's got this big smile on his face. He's shaking everybody's hands, whatever. And he gets to the very end. And it's funny because he's up. I think I hope he was on a step. And the camera kind of pans down like just above his waist. And Frank Menachino was just like, he put his hand up and he gave him a big slap, and he was just like, both of them were just like, like you could feel them going, like, and then he goes up and goes 5 hits in the game, and we'll see where it goes from here. And I know it was the Tigers. All right, I get it. A lot of Debbie Downers out there, but
I was gonna say, just to add, I hate that shit because
I do too. The
if
Major League Baseball
you-
players.
like this is what you have to do.
Yes.
Yes, they're the Tigers. Okay, good. You fucking stomped on them. You destroyed them. That's what good teams do when they play inferior competition.
Yep.
They kill bad teams, and that's what the White Sox did. That's a good step. And like how you said, Mitch, when they did it against Texas, I mean Martin Perez, he had like a sub 2, one of the like top
Yeah.
like 2-3 like
Yeah.
Cy Young contenders right
Yeah.
now. And to that start, they lit him up. The entire Texas Rangers pitching staff, I mean, they have a better ERA, or at least heading into that series, they had a better overall ERA than the White Sox did. So it's not like you were facing just like, oh, yeah, it's the Rangers of old. They suck. They can't pitch. Like, no, you're still facing a solid pitching staff. And yeah, thanks to some like bad pitching and bad bullpen work that they lost that series. But yeah, no, the offense has been great. What is it like now? Like a week in a row now, like more than 5 runs every game.
They did what they
yeah.
were supposed to and exceeded it with the 13 runs. With Moncada too, it's nice because I think a lot of it is like you said, like mentally fragile. He wasn't playing with a whole lot of confidence. You'd see some of his at bats would go in there and he'd look defeated, like from the jump. Like the swings look awful. So I think now you even look up at the scoreboard, you got the 5 extra RBIs. He raised his average 49 points just today. by
That's
going
insane.
45. Yeah, which is
yeah.
which is insane by going 5 for 5. So I think that helps too, because now you look at the scoreboard, and it's like, okay, it's like we're starting to creep back toward a respectable number. So I think that'll help. AJ Pollock though and Danny Mendick, I think the 2 unsung heroes of the offense. AJ Pollock's been a stud. I think he has 7 it might be 5 consecutive multi-hit games. And Danny Mendick has since taken over, and I know you rolled your eyes a couple weeks ago when I said he should be the replacement at second
I
base.
did.
But,
I
he
did.
should be the replacement at second base. I did not
I'll
jinx
own it.
the pinwheel curse yet. So
I will own it. I will own it. You're a young Padawan, so I don't think you have the full force of the Pinwheels curse yet. But, dude, I think if TA comes back as scheduled, which it's looking like, they kept saying next week, but in my head I'm like, I guess since they're in Houston, that kind of kills coming back this weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, when TA comes back, I think Danny Mendick's your second baseman.
Well, you know what's nice about Danny Mendick too is the defense he plays. He's a lot better defender than Leary Garcia would be, and he's hitting. And so the defense has been a problem for the White Sox for years now. He's a very good defender. And I almost think too, once you get Leary and Tim Anderson back, he might be running Josh Harrison out of a job pretty soon because there's not going to be a whole lot of room for him on the roster when they do it. You know, they just signed Leary to the 2-year deal, so Josh Harrison might be the next to go on the chopping block pretty soon.
I don't think that'll surprise anybody. You
Yeah.
know, and that's 7 games in a row for AJ Pollock with multiple
there you go.
hits. That's insane, dude.
It's hitting it hard too. Even some of his outs, it's like oof, that was like smoke.
And he's an actual outfielder. That play on Wednesday when runners on first and second, and homeboy hit a line shot to him, and AJ knew he wasn't going to get to it, but he kind of like made a move like he was going to be like throwing it to second, and it caught the runner up a little bit, so he got the force out at third. That's like a real outfielder shit. Like we haven't had that, on the corner outfield in a long time. So it was.
You're
good
saying
to see.
Eloy couldn't do that?
No, Eloy would have probably threw it home.
Is Eloy? Quick question: Is Eloy all right?
Do you want the real answer or the Rick Hahn answer?
Give me both. give me your answers though, and then give me what Rick Hahn's saying.
My answer is no. My answer is if he was already be back by now. I think.
Did they restart his rehab this week yet, or
no?
no?
See, here's the Rick Hahn answer. We are pausing his rehab stint. This isn't a setback. This isn't a restart. It's a pause. Yeah. Which all I hear is lawyer, bullshit, lawyer, bullshit. Because you don't just pause a guy's rehab. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Something's not right there. It stinks. It stinks. But I know a couple weeks ago, if you would have told me, Zoe, on June 16th, you'd be pining for Danny Mendick to be the starting second baseman, I would have probably laughed in your face. But life is funny sometimes, man. Because
at this point, the two best options, and the other guy, you talked about it before your trip to San Francisco, is like the other option on the team is Jake Burger, which we've talked about a lot, how he just can't because the defense is terrible.
Jake Burger is not a second baseman by any. Dude, you want to talk about tearing anything CL? He's tore A through Z CL. Like,
I think it would just be like painful watching him move out there.
Yeah,
like imagine him having to range over to up the middle.
For my Chicago people, here is the perfect analogy here. You're in a 16-inch softball team. Some dude that's been in the league for 50 years is on your team. He's like 65 years old. Guy can still hit, finds the lines, finds gaps, gets base hits. So you want him in the lineup, but you need to put him in the field somewhere. So you stick him at second base and pray no one hits it to second base, because who the fuck hits it to second base in 16-inch softball? He eventually gets that one ball hit to him, and you watch him try to range to his right, and it is fucking slow motion and painful. Now that's what Jake Burger would look like at second base. I love Jake Burger. I think I've said it a million times on this show. Jake Burger's story, I think they're going to make it. Adam Sandler will totally make a Netflix movie out of it. They'll have Kevin James play Jake Burger.
I was literally about to say they'll cast Kevin James.
Yeah. They'll have Kevin James play whatever.
Range. How about range? Sean Payton to Jake Burger.
There you go. Boom.
It's called range, baby.
Send the check, Sandler.
That wasn't a very convincing Sean Payton, though. Let's be honest.
That was so brutal, dude.
That's okay. Look, you watched that, right? I can't believe you.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm a sucker. I watched it. Hey, the new one, The Hustle, the basketball one's not bad at all.
That looked pretty good.
It's not bad at all. It's a good, just turn it on and turn your brain off and whatever. It's a Sandler movie. But yeah, Kevin James playing Jake Burger in the new Netflix Burger Time. Adam Sandler flick, Happy Madison Productions. Sandler, Netflix, send the check to @PinwheelsIvyPod. We'll take Apple Pay, Venmo, whatever you got, bud.
We'll cook up a screenplay for you.
Yep, that'll be easy. We'll get Fids on that, dude. Fids and a couple Red Bulls or some shit. He'll have a screenplay in 2 days. But yeah, he's not a second baseman by any sense.
I've
Loving him
I
at
said it last week.
loving him
Perfect
at
DH.
DH.
Yep.
Loving him at DH.
Yeah.
Loving him
I'm
at
fine with the
DH.
occasional spot start too at third base just to keep him slightly engaged. But
That's
I
fine.
agree. I think ideally Moncada third, Mendick second, Berger DH, and you got
Yeah.
yourself a lineup.
That's fine. And I mean, my only issue is the White Sox got about 4 DHs on this team. So, yeesh. The other thing that I found interesting, thinking about the schedule, everyone's like, oh, they're only beating up on the Tigers. It's the Tigers. Ooh. The Twins have played the Tigers like 11 more times than the Sox have already this year.
Mhm.
Tigers haven't even come to the South Side yet.
Mhm.
Like, White Sox get to beat the shit out of this team. 16 left against the Twins, 13 left against Cleveland. Yeah, man. Like, there's some. The White Sox have only played 5 home games against divisional opponents. Bro, there's some meat left on this bone. And if you're jumping off this ship already, or you're doing the crybaby tweets already, I mean, that's your prerogative. Go for it. But I am no way giving up on this shit yet.
No, I think they still win the division. The only thing I'm worried about is the injuries if they want to make a deep playoff run. Now the series starting July 4th against the Twins. That one I got circled on my calendar. That'll be interesting to see. That'll be a good measuring stick game because I think we know what the Twins are at this point and what hopefully what the White Sox are when healthy. But that'll be a good measuring stick series for sure.
I definitely have very low expectations about this weekend.
Oh yeah, they're gonna embarrass themselves in Sunday Night Baseball.
I think they're gonna get fucking smoked in Houston.
What are the pitching matchups for that? Because I know is Kopech going to start Sunday? Or
Kopech is
he got the fluid drained from his knee, so he said he's good to go Sunday. So
they put his name on the release and they put like possible in parentheses, but it's Giolito versus Valdez on Friday on that fucking Apple TV broadcast. Which you know what, I actually don't hate. I just don't like the team. If you put,
can you put the radio? Can you?
If you put Stone and Jason
Benetti?
in the booth for the Apple TV broadcast, chef's kiss. It'd be beautiful. But and then Saturday's a day game. That's Johnny Cueto versus Verlander.
Have fun with that one.
Yeah, we all
guys. I think I'm going to go alternate run line on that one.
Yeah, and
I think they're winning Friday though. Giolito's gonna have a bounce back start.
Giolito steps up.
He does, and I think they win Friday.
He's shut down the Astros in the past, like same situation kind of where they Sox struggling a little.
Now you're gonna get pissed off Giolito too after getting rocked his last start. Once he gets a little sway going, he's got that look. I think we're gonna get pissed off Giolito, and he's gonna throw a good game.
All I keep thinking about is like Cueto versus Verlander. I feel like I'm in like 2013 right now. You know what I mean? Like that's like a wild. But okay, so Friday night's the one on Apple TV, and then Sunday is Kopech possibly versus Javier.
That's winnable if it is Kopech too. I'm interested to see what he looks like after the injury.
Houston's lineup is just diabolical right now, though.
Yeah,
that lineup is just sick, dude.
How happy are you that it's not Lynn?
Well, Lynn's gonna get the Monday.
Oh, he gets Toronto.
Against Barrow in the South Side when it's 100 degrees.
Yell like Daryl Boston in that one.
Oh my god!
I love Lance Lynn. I
did too.
So much. That little scuffle, and then the way he explained it about he was trying to tell me filet mignon and salad was better than
like
ribeye and potatoes.
The Mets squirrel thing from last year, or whatever.
But a lot of people have brought it up, and I think I agree. I think having a guy like that in the bench every day, again, is something the White Sox needed. They showed him a couple times during the 13-0 route, and he's laughing. He's getting guys chuckling. They're having a good time. Jose Abreu's building a fucking fort. And they showed the pitcher, Giolito, Kopech, and Cease doing the seeds into the Cup game, and like team looked a little looser. Granted, again, I know they're playing the Tigers, but winning cures a lot of shit. And this team looked like they completely just lost their mojo. Like they looked uptight. They weren't having fun. Jerseys were buttoned all the way to the top. You weren't even seeing the chains popped out. Just everything just seemed drained. And then boom, here comes this Tiger series. And you got Jose Abreu like playing the bat and ball game in the dugout. Everyone's laughing. Lance Lynn's fucking chuckling up, like he's got 14 Busch Lights deep and he's just having a great time in the dugout. And that's when this team to me is at its best. Like it's a good mix of young guys and veterans that like to have a good time. And at the end of the day, it's still fucking baseball, man. You know what I mean? Like
that's a huge bounce back too, because they could have came into that, especially after that series against Texas, where literally everything that could go wrong did go wrong. They blew a 5-0 lead. The bullpen implodes. Yasmani Grandal gets hurt. Michael Kopech gets hurt. Like that, it's very easy going to Detroit and be like, well, shit, like seasons. But there was a great bounce back. Like you said, they were loose. So that was good to see. It's good to see that they have a little bit of mental toughness there, able to bounce back after a series like that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really it. And I'm just gonna keep harping on it. They look like they're having fun again,
Yeah.
you know, and it's I think it's shown on the field. And I mean, they have
winning. I mean,
winning cares
especially
so
like, you
much,
talk about
so much.
baseball and just the like 6-month grind of a season. Like just it's all about confidence in yourself, your teammates. So yeah, like winning cures all. Yeah. Yes, they're going to be happy as hell because they're at a 13-0 game.
Right.
And that should keep the confidence going heading into a tough series.
And for the first time all season, 1 through 9, everyone had a hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's just crazy. But hopefully the good times keep rolling because they go to Houston for 3 and then they get the red hot Blue Jays at home for 3. And the ball's flying on the south side now. It is summer in Chicago. Like it's hotter than Devil's Chode outside right now. It is ridiculous.
Swamp ass season, huh?
It is. Oh, it's humid as shit. The ball's flying. I mean, look at what's going on in these Cubs San Diego games, dude. It's like homers all over the place. But look at that, Mitch Beef giving you some love in the comments. Yeah, it's because he's young, Beef. He still listens to me.
Well, I don't have birdies texting me.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Beef love. It's the birdies.
I think we just pulled back the curtain a little bit. That's why he's looking at his phone all the time, is because he's got the birdies. But yeah, but after this Houston-Toronto 6-game gauntlet, you get to breathe just a little bit because now you get Baltimore on the south side for 4. And then you do a little West Coast trip where you go to play the Angels. Not exactly scaring anybody right now.
No.
And then you go into San Francisco for 3, which is a tough game. By the way, was just at that park. Highly recommend. Phenomenal park. Garlic fries are dope. Crab sandwiches, super dope. Irish coffee will put a little lead in your pencil after a couple beers. And they love Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson's never leaving San Francisco. Quick story.
I would love him too if he was, hitting like 16 home runs.
Quick story time with
OPS.
Well, and he's also local-ish to San Francisco. They consider him a local, but
so is Chris Bryant. You liked him for a couple weeks then too.
Yeah, that's true. But quick story time. So I'm doing my lap around Oracle Park last week. There's this kid in a white Giants jersey with no name or number on the back, and he took a black Sharpie and wrote Big Cock Jock number 69 on the back of the jersey. And then I was sitting on the left field line. Shout out to my new boys in San Francisco because I was in the front row seats. And Jock, every time Jock would come out after he was done warming up, he would turn to the bleachers and throw his hands up, and they would all stand up. And all these kids, it was all high school kids in the left field bleachers, high school and college kids, and they were all going absolutely berserk. And then he would pick someone out and throw him the ball. As the game went on and the beverages were still flowing and everything, about the 6th inning, from the 6th inning to the end of the game, every time the inning would start, the entire left field bleachers would all start chanting, "Jock has a horse cock." They just kept chanting it over and over and over again. And Jock was ear to ear smile, and he kept doing a sly turn around to the bleachers, and then he would do the surfer hang 10 to him. He'd be like, yeah. And they would all go fucking bananas, dude. He is loving the vibe he's getting out there in San Francisco. I was cracking up the whole time. I thought it was loud too. It was not oh, what are they saying out there? No, you knew what they were saying. It was clear as shit.
What was louder, that or the Fire Tony chants?
That, but the Fire Tony chants were right there.
I was at the game with the Fire Tony chants. It's
Mitch, I heard you started them.
Oh, yeah. Well, half the crowd had cleared out, so the fact that they were able to generate that much Fire Tony chant is pretty impressive.
I was also, I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but anyone else notice that Jason and Steve kind of didn't talk
No,
those were
they
getting
do-
picked up on the broadcast.
Guys,
Yeah, I did notice that.
Jason Benetti, ever since Tony La Russa was fired, I mean, they have a way where they will like backhand compliment. They will lay it out on a silver platter
just
without
watch-
directly saying.
Watch the
Tony La
replay
Russa
if you can.
sucks.
Watch the replay if you can find it of the intentional walk,
Yeah.
and listen to how they talk about it.
No,
It
but
is
no,
the-
it's like
oh,
it's like other stuff. It's like when a starter's out there forever with the bullpen decisions, other stuff. They're just like, normally you would do this. Like they won't directly say like, what is Tony La Russa doing? They're like, generally you'd think about having this or this.
It's not even the bad decision. Like the bad decisions are like dumb enough. It's like the nerve to be surprised that people are asking him afterwards that really pisses me off.
Mhm.
Like I know he's a Hall of Fame baseball person and all, but the ego
Yes.
on this is like, oh, is anyone really surprised when we walk him with a 1-2 count? Like, well, what the hell do you think? When's the
Well,
last time that happened?
yes, we are, especially because you have a pitcher on the hill who is dog shit against lefties, going against one of the best lefty power bats. Granted, I know he's only hitting like 200, but the guy's got pop for days.
Yeah.
And it's lefty though. Ooh, no, dude.
It wasn't even the decision to intentionally walk. It's like the 1-2 thing that was so confusing. It's like, oh, so if it was a 2-1 count, then it would have been okay because he's not as dangerous as the 2-strike excuse was strange.
Right. And to BSBL tossed, bro, if you find out, let us know, man, because we have no idea when Eloy's coming back, because I can't listen to that verbal poison that Rick Hahn spews.
All right. Let's break it down. Okay,
have a
when
seat
did
at
he
the
have
table?
surgery? End of April?
Yes.
And then the timetable was how many weeks?
4, I think. Well,
No, it was like
the report came out that he'd be back in 4 weeks. Like,
yeah.
what?
Well, that
Yeah.
was Uncle Hector threw
was
that
Hector.
shit against the wall. But I think when it originally happened, they said 2 months. They said like mid-June.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. Well, all right. Never mind then. It is
Yeah.
mid-June. He's not. Okay.
Now it's mid-June, and
Well, I think he would have been back mid-June if it wasn't for the
I think
pause.
The pauses. Yeah.
yeah, it's the pause. It's the pause. And
Pause.
I think things were rushed, and it is what it is. But that's the other thing, though. I mean, you got to think before the All-Star break, you're gonna get TA back. Hopefully, you get Eloy back. Grandel said he's good to go. He's just gonna kind of ride it out, let his back heal up. Back spasms suck.
Yeah.
As someone that gets back spasms, they fucking suck. But
He was using the leg excuse again too, like he was last year for the poor
Mhm.
hitting early on. He said he had the knee surgery in October, and he's like, my legs
It's
haven't
fine,
fully
though.
gotten under me. So
just let Yaz and Berger switch off at DH and just have Sebi the Destroyer fucking catch for the rest of the year and make me a shit ton more money. Berger's hand's fine. He'll come back. Andrew Vaughn potentially should be a fucking all-star. It just
Oh,
sucks. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get an all-star because there's a lot of good players in whatever position you want to vote
he'll
for
get
Andrew
screwed
Vaughn at.
over. But
Yeah, but
he
he's
should be.
dude. He's been gnarly this year.
I can see him getting it. They still do like that final fan vote thing, right? Remember,
Yeah,
like the final player or something.
Unless-
yeah, but
on
people
that
unless-
don't
ballot.
call the Sox that much. They're
Yeah.
gonna see that goofy photo of him. I don't think so.
yeah. Unless Fids like purchases a fucking bot farm in India to fucking pepper the fan vote, I don't think Vaughn's getting in.
Yeah, whoever buys the bots for the 108 tourney, they
There you
might
go.
contribute to
Beef, you gotta.
Andrew
I know
Vaughn.
you don't use them, but talk to your constituents and hook us up with some bots, dude. But Vaughn's been good. AJ Pollock has been the player, and it was wild, dude. I think it was a woman. She writes about she's Dodgers. I think she's a Big J journal. I can't remember her name right now. I know it wasn't you with the bots beef, but I know you know people. She even said though when the White Sox got AJ, and someone brought up the old tweet, and it's timestamp.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember.
AJ
that.
Pollock's gonna suck for a month, and then he's gonna be an amazing outfielder for the White Sox. And everyone's like, okay, whatever. No one thought it, and it's literally what's
Literally.
happening right now. So you get AJ, Luis Robert, and it's funny. I'm seeing all these people pissing all over Luis Robert. Like homeboy's still getting base hits.
Yeah, I know, right?
He just needs to find the power stroke. That's all.
I'm fine with him hitting 300 though. He gets on base, he can steal a base. They got like Jose Abreu right behind.
Mhm.
I'd like to see some power.
Elite
But, like,
speed.
I can put up with the no power because he's getting on base and he's driving and run still too.
Yeah,
So,
and
I
he
mean,
is.
Dude, Luis Robert, when what he did against Texas, like multiple, just gets on base, single, then just steals second, steals third, forces a bad throw to third, scores. Like what a like that guy. I'm so
That's
jealous
what I'm
you guys
saying.
have
Like,
Luis Robert.
power's not necessarily his game. Like he's a 5-tool player. So
Right.
like if it's not like Yasmani Grandal where it's like power, he's like a one trick pony. It's like, well, we need him to hit home runs and walk, and he's not doing
Right.
it. Where we
And I
need
mean-
power, like you don't with Luis. It's
yeah,
nice, but
he's still leading the team, batting 283 right now.
Yeah.
Like it's just like everyone needs to.
He just has the same, or he's had the same issue, and like that's the thing. Like he is still producing, so you can take it, but like it is fair to say like he is just chasing more, and he doesn't see pitches. But like again, if he's hitting 290,
Well, my
still
thing,
getting hits, still
my thing with
doing
Luis
stuff on
Robert
base,
too.
he'll take it.
My thing with Luis Robert is he has some at bats that are just absolute dog shit. Like he looks like he wants to be anywhere else in the world besides that batter's box, and it
Is it-
drives me nuts about him.
Swings a lot.
But then he comes up. I mean, I'm trying to look in his last. Well, in every game in June, there's only been 3 games he didn't have at least one hit.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like he's good, dude. Like people need to get off his nuts real quick. That really bothers me when I see White Sox Twitter go down that road with him. Moncada, he's earned it. He's batting now 80 something, but before today it was bad. And I get that. But Luis Robert, no. We're not going to go to negative
No.
count about Luis Robert. Like that's just dumb. You look stupid. You're showing your ass. But I also think I'm really, really liking this consistent lineup. I know this is like a crazy thing to be happy about, but someone took Tony's pen away, or Quill, or whatever he uses to write with.
no, it's looked good the past couple games. He
Well,
had the one
yeah.
Saturday against Texas. I was like, okay, this is like one of the first lineups this year that I agree with. And then he
Mhm.
brought out the same one the next day. I was like, what is going on? This is nice.
Well,
And-
they took Gavin Sheets away.
Well, yeah, they put
That
him.
helped too, yeah.
He just had a big double for Charlotte. But
Good for him. Stay down.
yeah, stay there. And I also think his hand's going to get forced, though. You know, you get Tim back, so now you got your leadoff spot. You don't have to worry about Lurie Garcia batting leadoff again, which if you're really, oh my God. I mean, my 1-year-old can look at Lurie's numbers and be like, why the fuck is this guy batting leadoff? He's a dog shit leadoff hitter.
The crazy thing about the whole when people, I mean, I get it. Like you respect Tony La Russa for what he's done, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the jumping through hoops or like the flips people do to defend the Lurie Garcia thing when he bats leadoff and he has the numbers that he has, like come on.
It's
Like,
just,
Like
he's a
2019 rebuilding year, he was hitting 270.
Exactly.
All right, fine. He's gonna
Yeah.
be your leadoff guy. We got no one else. But now it's ridiculous. It's
like
Yep.
you are a contending you are third in a division. What are you doing?
But also, I think they're taking away some of these toys that, like you mentioned, taking away Gavin Sheets, taking away Dallas Keuchel. Tim Anderson comes back. That's your leadoff guy now. And I mean, take away Josh Harrison. I mean, I think that's the next one, like you guys mentioned, and then play Danny Mendick at second and use Lurie Garcia how God intended him to be used in the major leagues as a fucking super utility guy that does spot starts for people. You know, we're still going to do the whole first baseman in the outfield thing with Andrew Vaughn, whatever, fine. But what happens when Eloy comes back? Like, this is interesting now that I'm thinking about it. So Eloy, everybody's back. Hey, the gang's all here. So you got Yasmani Grandal catching. You got Yoan Moncada at 30. You got Tim Anderson at shortstop. You have
Abreu
say
at first.
Danny Mendick at second. You got Abreu at first. You have Luis Robert in center field.
Vaughn
Do you have
left?
Eloy in left
or
and
shit.
Vaughn in right? Now where's AJ Pollock?
Well, no.
Pollock I
no.
would have in his natural position in
Yeah.
left.
You have
Vaughn's
to
in
either
right.
DH Vaughn
then-
or Eloy.
Eloy's DHA. He's already shown he's made of glass. He can't go out in the outfield. I think his left field. I'm sure they're gonna play him there, but if it was me, like his outfield.
All right, so I'm with you guys. But now I'm just trying to think of down the future Zoe problems here. So now you have what do you do with this kid Jake Berger that's mashing at DH? You just flip games with him and Eloy at DH?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
you gotta-
Moncada, get a
he's your
little
bench guy,
rotation going.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Especially the way
Yeah.
Moncada's hitting.
Yeah, you have a bunch of, Larry
Which-
Garcia, McGuire, Berger.
This is a great problem to have too. The
Oh,
odds of
I'm
everyone
all
being
about it.
healthy,
Yeah,
like
this is a great.
that's-
I'm excited to have this conversation right now. Like this is good. What do
I
you
guess
go
it's
after
good.
that?
It's good and bad. You have to say, what do you do with Eloy and Jake Berger? On one hand, hey, Jake Berger's got into the conversation. On the
Mhm.
other hand, Eloy's fallen to that conversation where it's a question mark.
That's true because I don't think you can roll Eloy out into left field anymore. I
No,
mean,
no.
especially not when you have. But then, so what? Is Adam Engel go back to Charlotte?
Well, no, he's the other bench guy. He's
Okay, so that's our 4 benches: Engel, Berger, Garcia,
McGuire.
and McGuire. That's our bench.
That's
Okay, I
actually
can
a
fuck
solid
with
bench
this.
though.
That's
Like,
actually a pretty
that's
decent
that's
bench.
That's a championship looking roster.
You
Right
got
there.
speed. You got guys that you plug and play in a bunch of different positions, but you got a DFA Harrison.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's almost like
that's
almost
a
a
given.
given. And I've said it. Every time we bring this up, I always feel like I got to preemphasize that I actually like Harrison. Usually when we talk about guys getting DFA, I'm like, yeah, fuck them, bye.
I
But I actually
think.
like Harrison.
I mean, Danny Manning still has minor league options, right? I think that's the only reason where the White Sox might be like,
then-
maybe we
They're
give
running out
Harrison.
though. The way they ship him up and down, though, I would
Right.
think.
That's true.
But then, all
I
right.
think,
So
but they give Harrison just a few extra weeks to.
so now we've
hopefully
achieved this situation we just discussed, and the White Sox are doing what we thought they were going to be doing all year because schedule's gotten a little easier. The boys are back. Everyone's healthy. Things are going how we thought it would go. Trade deadline comes up. Who are you? What are you doing? I mean,
Mitch.
second base has still got to be a priority, but now you're not so much leaning for an outfielder. You need another arm, I'm guessing, maybe a bullpen guy.
It depends what Liam Hendrick's status is.
True.
That's what I'd be worried because, like the second base thing, like there's not a whole lot with teams willing to trade the second baseman
Right.
of like quality options out there. So if Mendick keeps hitting like 270 and plays good defense, I'm fine with him for the
I'm
rest of the
very
year.
okay with that.
Yeah. I think you have to, if hopefully Hendricks is back. He says he's going to be back. We'll take his word for it, I guess. But if he is indeed out for the season, then I think you'd have to get another bullpen arm.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
rotation's pretty solid. Like, it's like that. I like their starting 5 right now.
Vinny Velo had a quick hook on Wednesday,
Yeah.
coming back
This
from
is
injury.
his first. His
Yeah.
first start.
I'm guessing there's a schedule because he looks pretty sharp in that too.
And so also Ralph asked, "What's the trade value of Jake Berger?" I've been told I can't bring that up on the show anymore because nobody wants Jake Berger. is
The
what-
way I
what we'll be
describe,
told.
there's like a lot of players over the years for the Cubs where you can say where like they produce enough where you're like, well, I mean, why wouldn't other teams want them? But it comes to a point where they just provide more value to your own team than you would on a trade return. Like, what are you getting for a 27-year-old DH?
Yeah, and he's a great locker room guy. He kind of provided the spark when that offense was dead. That'd be like one of those trades, like Kendall Graveman when the Mariners traded him last year. Like the locker room hated it when it happened. And I think it kind of cost them a playoff spot down the stretch because they only missed it by a couple of games. And so maybe not to that extent, but like that'd be one I don't think would be very popular.
Alex, I need you to explain to me how Josh Bell would be a perfect fit on this team.
Yeah, I mean, first reaction,
First reaction
isn't he like a first baseman DH?
And we have a couple first baseman DH guys. I'm not saying, I'm not arguing you. I'm not coming at you argumentative.
Let's see.
I just more am looking for an explanation. Could Hendricks be out for us? It's still a possibility. We're fingers crossed where the birdies are wrong, but
The concerning thing about the Hendricks thing too is that even if he does come back, he hasn't been. I know he's had stretches where he's been like shut down closer, but
Mhm.
overall he hasn't been.
He's got a 2.81 ERA. He's been pretty good.
yeah.
Like last year, he had a couple. Like the first 2 weeks were rough, but since that stretch, he's been pretty good.
Let's just 9 first basemen out there. Let's get them all, baby. I love it. The all first baseman strategy. I mean, you got Paul Goldschmidt is just destroying baseballs.
I hate the Arizona Diamondbacks so much
for giving Paul
I
Goldschmidt to
hate
the
the
Cardinals.
the NL West, the Colorado Rockies, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, like up there on my shit list. That Goldschmidt trade that they had a few years ago.
Yeah.
Look at the return that the
Hold
Diamondbacks
on,
got.
I'm looking it up now.
What the fuck was that?
I'm looking it up right now because
And then the Rockies,
Goldschmidt was nice in
dude. Paul Goldschmidt was a top 5
He's-
hitter.
yeah.
Okay, not hitter. He was a top 3 to 5 first baseman in all of baseball.
Hold on. I got
No
a new
way I'm
best
trading
friend.
my
I got a new best friend. I got a new
No
best
way.
friend. If you get me, if you can get me Jazz, baby.
No shot. No shot.
Are,
let's see.
Zoe, aren't you worried that everyone's gonna hate him in the clubhouse like the Marlins?
No, I don't. I think he would be so well received on the South. Can you admit? I'm going to say it again for like the 12th show in a row. Jazz and TA middle infield.
Oh, you have Josh Harrison in TA.
Every team would fucking hate the White Sox, and I would love every second. They'd be Euro stepping over everybody. Oh, it'd be fucking beautiful.
Dude, in the
That would be
clubhouse.
hype. There's no shot they trade Colson. No, I don't.
So the Diamondbacks traded franchise icon Paul Goldschmidt to the Cardinals for Carson Kelly, he's good. Carson Kelly's not trash, dude.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Hold on. Carson Kelly, starting pitcher.
Imagine
Luke Weaver.
if you traded for an okay solid catcher for Jose Abreu, though.
All right, fair enough. Carson Kelly, Luke Weaver, minor league infield prospect Andy Young, don't know him, probably works at Hertz Rent-A-Car, and a competitive balance B pick, which turned out to be the 75th overall Dominic Fletcher.
Oh, I saw him bagging groceries at Menards the other day. There you go.
I thought you son of a bitch, Mitch. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, he's actually coming up. But
And then the Rockies paid the Cardinals $50 million to get Nolan Arenado. I hate the NL West.
The first article that comes up is early returns for Goldschmidt trade have been excellent.
No, Carson Kelly. I think Carson Kelly, his first year with Arizona, he was great. But it's a
Yeah, it's just this is literally 4 paragraphs about how Carson Kelly's been good. But Paul Goldschmidt, Paul Goldschmidt is literally a man on fucking fire right now.
Like that's the type of trade that the Cubs needed to do last year, and they ended up with Nick Madrigal.
He's eating fucking fillets, he is just at the fucking plate, just fucking feasting on my fantasy team right now. Not a night goes by where I don't get a notification from Yahoo Fantasy. Paul Goldschmidt hit. I thought it was fucking broken, dude. When it just kept popping the other day, I was like, "All right, guys, I get it. He hit a home run." I'm like, "Oh shit, he actually really hit all of these."
Yeah, he
home
keeps
runs.
hitting home runs.
Yeah, I'm like, "Holy shit, man!" But we're getting. You know what? If you're watching right now, throw trade proposals in the comment section. Let's go down this rabbit hole. This is always. Oh, Mitch, I don't think this is your first time doing this. Usually, when we open these floodgates, you get some real fucking. It gets interesting fast. Trade Cespedes or Colas or a pitcher.
Cespedes would be a guy I'd be willing to trade.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, with his age right now and the way he's like, he's been okay, but the power.
Yeah, Cespedes is like 47 years old, though.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was that old. Damn.
I think he's 20.
He's older than Abreu.
He's not older than Abreu. But Cespedes. Now I'm not advocating they should, but if you were going to trade a prospect that teams would actually want, Cespedes would be a guy I'd be willing.
How old? Like, for real? How old is he?
I think 20.
Yeah, he's not a young prospect. Yeah.
No, he's not, and I think he just got to AAA.
He is 24 years old, supposedly. Now we all know the birth that I am 22, but supposedly his birthday is September 24th, 1997, making him 24 years old. Let's look at the stats on Mr. Cespedes.
Yeah, he's still in AA right now.
Yeah, he's AA as a 24-year-old, and he's slashing 262, 296, 767, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. He's got 5 stolen bases. Not exactly lighting the world on fire.
Wait, what was his slug?
No, I went OBP, OPS.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, I mean, damn, he's slugging, but no, that's
let me get
296 on base percentage. Who is he?
He's
Patrick
slugging. Hold up. 471.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's not bad by any. I trade the entire Cubs teams for Goldschmidt. He's not bad by any means, but 24-year-old in AA, not exactly. lighting the league on fire.
And I mean,
but-
Abreu was a rookie at 27, so there's still
Yeah,
hope. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying they should trade him, but like he would be the guy out of that light pool of prospects they have that I'd be willing. Like if they traded him, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I
that makes
mean,
sense.
I haven't seen any. Let me see. We got any highlights of him gunning people out here, or
Is-
are these all just
is-
He does have a
Colas
good
blue?
arm. Like that's like the one thing all the scouts around. That's like his brother. He's got a cannon.
half brother?
Yeah.
As I got corrected very quickly when I said that the other day. Let's see what Oscar Colas is doing.
To be like TA's kids.
Oscar Colas is 279 batting average, 337 OBP, 796 OPS, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. He's still in high A ball. Now he's 23, and I'll tell you, man, his highlights have like if you're looking at the stock market, it's just like he is starting to hit the absolute fucking nukes that we
He's
were
a
told
stud.
about.
Yeah, for sure.
He hits some nukes, dude. So interested to see what the game plan. What do you think? He probably finishes the year in AA.
Yeah. Start
Yeah.
next year, triple A, or yeah.
I mean, he's 23 right now. Hey, Beef Loaf, we respect short kings on this show.
Short people got.
Yeah,
no
we respect the we respect the short kings on this show.
I mean, I think the shortest player on the slot, or I mean, not, but I mean, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn,
Isn't he
yeah,
like 5'7" or something?
people don't realize how small. I did not know he was that short until I stood next to him, and I was like, "Oh, damn! All right, I'm 6'1", but I was like, "You a little guy." But he's built
He's
like a
thick
shit.
though.
Yeah, he
Makes
is
up for it.
like
Nick
3
Madrigal's
C.
like small. Like
Yeah.
Edge Vaughn.
Madrigal is 0 C's thick. Vaughn is at least 3 C's thick. Like,
Yeah.
No, you don't trade Vaughn. Don't do that. I don't want to trade Montgomery at all.
No.
Fitz has brainwashed me into Montgomery being that guy for us in the future.
He was right on Vaughn.
He was very right on Vaughn. Vaughn is
Not
like,
that you had to go much out on a limb there. Like he was kind of a stud coming out of college, but
yeah,
Yeah, it was like was he like the third pick?
he's the best. Yeah, he's the best hitter in America.
But it was him and what's his face that went to the pod, CJ Abrams.
Abrams.
Yeah, and people were really going. It was like you had to be, like the vampire movies, Team Edward or Team whatever. Like
Oh,
pick
you know,
one
so
and
I
you
don't.
want it. I really don't. I know the movies. Twilight, and it's Edward and Jacob. There you go. Boom. I'm telling you guys, you want.
Whose team were you on, Zoe?
The wolf guy.
All right.
I like the wolves.
Really, the creepy guy. All right.
They're both creepy guys. What are you talking about? The other dude
what's
was
a
like a
I'm
weird,
pretty sure
pervy vampire.
I mean, I'll admit it. I watched the last movie. I think at the end, the wolf guy, it like, I forget the word they use. Is like immediately when the daughter is born, is he attaches to her or something? Some weird thing where he.
All I
like,
remember
is
was the
her
vampire
protector
dude.
from the very beginning.
The vampire guy looks like the type of dude that like claps when the plane lands. Like he is just baby shit soft all around. But Beef, you joke and say good job on the 3rd overall pick.
I mean, I was gonna say it, but apparently you guys still think he's good. So.
The White Sox haven't exactly been gangbusters when it comes to these early picks.
No, they
We'll
have
just put it
not.
that way. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. We respect the short kings. Oh, yeah, there you go. Who's the other kid in the minors? That's Sosa. That's the name that keeps brought up. Let me look this kid up. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
That's what I think, right? Or,
Yeah. Homeboy, the GM from the Bruins or Barons was telling us all about him. He was one of the guys he was really, really high on. I can't pronounce his name. God damn it. Lenyn. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this kid's name. But it's Sosa. He's a shortstop, bats and throws right. He's 22 years old. He's in AA. He is batting 341, 392, and 957.
Okay.
With 13 home runs and 45 RBIs. He's been in AA this whole season. I mean, I think it might be time to get the homie up a little bit. He is absolutely mashing. Oh my goodness. I mean, he's the name that I keep seeing on Twitter. People talking about him. But he is, And speaking of that, smash that like button, everybody. We
That's
need
a
them
seasoned
likes
bet
there.
right there.
That is a very seasoned bet move. Are Brandon Drury or Ketel Marte remotely possible to trade? I would say no.
No.
I would say, especially Marte, the White Sox just don't have anything.
And
That
didn't
would-
he just get a
Last
contract
year was their
extension?
chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brandon
Uh,
Drury, though.
Yeah.
He has
And
no
then,
runs.
well, that's the other name too, is the Yolbert Sanchez, but I've heard he's come back down to earth a little bit. He had that little hot streak, but he
And
came
he's
back
got
down.
no power, so he has to hit for average, which is a
Right.
lot easier to do in AAA.
But I think I just fell in love with this Sosa kid. These numbers are sick, dude. He is having a fucking year, bro. Can he play second base?
I mean, the Whites, Vaughn couldn't play the outfield. They stuck him there, so why
That's
not?
a very valid point.
That's true.
Let's see. What else is he doing here? What's his slugging for this year? He's slugging 565.
I mean, yeah, he has 14 home runs.
Oh boy is fucking mashing. He was only struck out 35 times in 232 at bats too. Oh, I'm falling in love. I'm getting smitten here.
I mean, you know what they say.
He's only 22, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. Boy's
Bitches
ready to
love Sosa.
go. Bitches love Sosa. Now Zoe does too. Oh yeah. Let's go, dude. This is my guy now. I'm dubbing him my new guy.
So you guys talked about Danny.
I'm a front runner. I'm a front runner like a motherfucker. Final year
How-
control refrigerator should be cheap to acquire farm system like this. Okay. That a boy, Alex. See, I didn't have that much go to school on Brandon Drury.
Yeah,
Apparently.
so I was gonna say, how much confidence do you have in that? Even if the number, I mean, Danny Mendick is going to be hitting 300 for the whole year. Like, how much confidence? Even if he does, like, I mean, do you have confidence that like that is your starting second baseman in Game 1 of the playoffs, Danny Mendick?
If my other options are Larry Garcia or Josh Harrison, yes.
Well, but I'm saying in terms of being aggressive in the trade market.
Well, can the homie Drury here play second base?
I think he played. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he can play second base.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, this dude's been around. What is he? How old is he? 29 years old. What's he doing this year? He's
solid numbers, I think.
Yeah, decent numbers. 269 batting average, OBP of 335, slugging 508, 842 OPS. He's got 12 homers.
Danny Mendick with more power.
Basically, and a lot more experience at the major leagues. He's pitched a game for
So
the
is
Mets
Danny, though.
last
Yeah,
year.
Ben.
Yeah.
It's a Danny.
But Drury has been in the postseason.
It would be
feel-
hilarious to hear
Let's see how he
people
is.
from
at-
Chicago try to pronounce his name.
He has played. Yeah. He's actually played more games at second base than he has anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brandon Drury, put him on
I
the
think-
list.
You have to give up for him. But
Yeah. But as Alex says, and I don't know, Mitch, I don't know if you met Alex. Alex is our like resident stat checker. Alex knows everything about everything in this league. Like if you need someone's contract, just say it out loud and Alex will put it in the comments if he's watching. Like dude he is the unsung hero of this show. But as Alex said, final year of the contract for Drury, and he should be cheap to acquire for a farm system like the White Sox.
It would be like a similar type trade to last year when you guys traded for, in terms of like what you're going to give up to like
I am
Cesar Hernandez.
very intrigued. And he plays for the dog shit Reds. So like
that's definitely a name to buy. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed.
I mean, he signed through this year. He's only making $700K. So now Jerry's licking his chops. But now he's getting nervous that this might make the team too good.
Yeah. God forbid that happens.
Well, don't
I
worry.
think-
It's not like he's not going to pay Giolito. So
Yeah, he's
There's
almost
still-
a one war
there's-
player.
no, Brandon Drew's been very, very good this year.
I think the thing you have to factor in with that is how long can Mendick keep up the hot streak, and what is the bullpen healthy? Because the bullpen would be a big, I think that would be a
Yeah.
bigger need, especially if the rest of the offense is starting to click. Because as long as Mendick's giving you good defense and Moncada starts to heat up, then I think they'd be sufficient there. But you just kind of have to. You got another month or so to see, and then if Drury cools down too, I mean we'll have to.
Hear me out, dude. Give
Adam
me
Frazier.
Give me Drury and Hunter Green for Cespedes. And we'll make
I mean,
Hunter.
well, that's not good.
They're
we'll
not
move,
giving us a
We'll move
I-
Hunter Green to the bullpen for a season. And let him figure that out. We'll give him the Kopech route. Be like, look what we did for Mike. We can do that for you too, boss. No, Hunter Green's nice. He figured his shit out quick, which is
He
good.
did.
Do the Reds have anyone in the bullpen that is of interest? Let's go shopping here. Let's go shopping. Pitching.
By the way, just a quick little Cubs note, as we all remember how bad the Reds started. I think they started the year 3-22. After tonight, I think the Cubs are losing right now to the Padres Wednesday night. They're only half a game back of the Cubs in standings.
Can we shout out their Twitter account too for making like, absolute asses of themselves this past
That
week?
was-
I
I thought that was
pretty
very
funny.
cringe.
That was very not good. Let me get in Alexis Diaz. Let's go 27 games, 2.40 ERA. Oh, that ERA plus though is 199. Okay. He's got a 1 whip.
What's the
fuck it.
contract situation, sir?
Let's take a look. He is 25 years old. It just says not updated. Way to go, Baseball Reference. But yeah, you tell Mitch. Go ahead. Tell me what the Cubs did there, because that was pretty funny.
Well, there was the two. There was the first one with the Yankees, where they robbed the home run in center
Oh.
field, and then they tweeted out that Yankees fans think everything's a home run, and then the Yankees proceeded to hit 7 dingers off them, I think, the rest of the game. And then it looked like they got into a scrap with a Padres fan, or someone was like trolling them, and they started responding, which is like rule number 1: you don't respond to obvious trolls. They were talking about like the rain delay. And they're like, oh, you guys are going to be crying when you guys lose. And there's like a back and forth. And it was like really bad, too. Like they kind of like, I'd have to pull it up.
You know, they kept. I thought it was just
not very good.
when I saw the tweet in the chat. I thought it was just that one response, and then I clicked on the thread, and they were going back and like I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
It was, yeah. Let's see. I'll pull it up.
Can
And I get
someone
it. The
find me?
Cubs Twitter account, whoever runs it, or it might be multiple people. I think I'm not sure anymore. They do a great job of interacting with the Cubs fans a lot, like going back and forth. But doing this, like, what are you doing?
It was
Oh.
a
Bad, terrible look.
That's why I couldn't find his contract shit anywhere. Diaz is a rookie.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just.
I don't
but
think the Reds are going to be giving up
Nah, I
many
don't know
guys
about
who
that.
No.
are young.
No, but Brandon Drury is definitely a possible target.
He's on the radar. He's on the radar.
He is on the radar. And if the Mariners keep sucking, I'm pretty sure they can go shopping at Seattle Mart.
Dude, the Mariners. Oof.
So, yeah, I mean, they have almost been as disappointing as the White Sox this year.
Have they even had any major injuries? I think it's just been
No.
bad.
It's just been bad. Where are they at they are,
I think they're below the.
bro,
They
they are
might be in fifth place.
28 and 35 for 4th place in the West. They got a little game cushion. The A's are just terrible.
Oh, I forgot about the A's.
But
yeah.
I mean, oof, that is brutal. I thought that team was going to be good, dude. They were my pick to win the West.
Yeah, I mean, I had him in the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah, that is just bad.
and like they don't have the luxury of playing. You know, like it's not
no,
the
they
best
don't. They
division,
don't
but,
got
like,
15 more games against the Tigers. That's for sure. Yep, Adam Frazier would definitely be something I would look at. I would definitely consider Adam Frazier.
You don't want Andrelton Simmons,
Nah.
Jonathan VR.
And I mean, the other big name, I know he's having a dog shit year, but he definitely could be just need a change of scenery. Mitch Haniger. I know we brought that up before.
Oh, they deleted the tweet.
Of course they did, dude.
I mean, it was a terrible.
It was bad.
Yeah,
God.
somebody stepped in and was like, "Yo, homie, that's getting deleted." Who they got in their bullpen? Anybody we want from another bullpen? Let's go shopping.
The Mariners. Well, didn't they trade for?
No,
was
their
it
bullpen is.
Houston's closer.
Yeah, they
last year?
got Sergio Romo, Paul Sewald. Paul Sewald was pretty good last year, but he's not that great this year. Who's this guy? Who's Penn Murphy? 22 games played, 23 innings pitched. He's got a 1.93 ERA. Talk to me about this guy. Really weird spelling of Murphy. Murfee.
I'm out. I'm out on him. Too weird.
He's from Nashville.
Too weird. Oh, double
20,
negative.
yeah, 28.
I'm back in. Double negative. Back in.
28 years old. 1.93 ERA with a 0.18 whip. Let me get a little contract update on this.
0.18. This dude walks a lot of people.
0.81 whip.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He's a rookie too. Fuck, I keep going after these damn rookies. God damn it. But who knows?
I'm telling you, the best option is David Robertson.
That is the first, like, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, it would obviously depend on who they gave up for it, but
you're not getting. That's the thing. You're not gonna. You don't. The guys that you don't want to give up. You
can
don't
I interest you in a Gavin Sheets?
No, like that's just, I don't know. Give me a random pitcher. I don't care.
Yermin Mercedes.
Well, he's not even with the Sox anymore, right? Did he get outrighted yet, or is he still on waivers? Or?
I think he's just on
I
waivers.
bet he
Though.
cleared waivers, so I'm sure.
It would be the biggest oversight if the Savannah Bananas did not sign him.
Actually, you know what I can see Yermin Mercedes doing? Just, dude, go to Japan and just mash over there.
He joined Daniel Palka.
Yeah.
Korea.
And who was that? Diane Viciedo. He did that, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just continue that lineage of White Sox hitters and go to Japan and mash.
No, he needs to go to Savannah Bananas, dude. He is like the perfect fit for that team.
He's not that athletic anymore, though.
They do TikToks in the middle of the fucking game, dude.
He'd get hurt.
Love that shit.
Get hurt.
You probably would. And then we get weird cryptic Instagram messages again.
Which run do we like better? Yermin Mercedes in April with the whole Yerminator or Daniel Palka 2018?
I'm gonna go Polka just for the homies in the 108.
I was gonna say Polka just because that was the only thing you had.
Yeah.
To, like root for during that time.
Mm-hmm. The Yermin thing was cool, but he lost me when he started crying on Instagram and doing all that cryptid shit and
having like a 290 slugging percentage.
Polka leads the Mets minors in dongs this year. Look at that.
Daniel Polka, he can mash.
And Dan Polka told me he'd drink a 30 rack of Busch Lights with me in the parking lot once on Twitter. He never did it, but he said he would.
He
So
said
you have to go up to
1 year too. I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
maybe that's what Kevin's doing in New York. Isn't the AAA team for the Mets like in Rochester?
I think so.
Maybe Kevin beat you to that offer.
All right. While he's not here, I'd like to bring this up because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Kevin hinted at Chasen Sarive going to the White Sox as for bullpen help, which Chasen's not having that bad of a year. Nice lefty arm, whatever. And somebody replied, why he's not that good. I've never seen Fizz get so Twitter mad so fast. Chasen's his dude. Like, I get the person that replied that might have either been trolling him or just didn't know, but like, he's texting me like, I'm gonna block this motherfucker. I'm like, dude, what are you, a teenager? Just fucking block him and move on.
For the betterment of Kevin's mental health, and I think just the discourse that we have, I don't think I want anyone who he's ever coached to be on a Chicago team ever again.
I think that's fair.
Or
Hold
that
on.
he knows personally at all.
I'm genuinely curious as to what Chasen's numbers look like.
No, he's been solid. He's always been
I know he's been solid. It's funny, dude. I was playing the Mets and MLB The Show, and they brought him in, and I hit 3 homers off him, and they took him out. I was gonna fucking.
You should have sent it to
I know. I should have.
Go back through your game logs, and you should You should take a screenshot. Of it. Reply it to Kevin. This guy.
I was laughing to myself, like I shouldn't have been. Chasen, 21 games, 1 win, 1 loss, 4 holds, 23 innings pitched, with a 4.7. Oh, we gotta get that ERA down, Chasen.
No, go to the game logs. Go to the game logs.
1.13 whip. 9.4 K per 9. All right, let's go to the game logs. Why are you telling me he just had one shit game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. ERAs, especially for bullpen guys, if they just have one terrible outing, their
That's fair.
ERA gets
That's
blown
fair.
up.
That's fair. That's fair. What did you
That may or may
do?
not be the case. I'm not
On
sure.
Saturday, June 11th, he gave up 3 earned runs to the Angels.
There you go. That's gonna knock up the E ERA.
That's pretty much it. Everything else has been 2 or below.
What was his ERA?
Wait a minute.
leading
Is this
heading into it?
even on the? There's no way this happens, right? Just someone tell me that.
I don't know the whole situation. I forget how that works.
The Sox cannot have that high of a pick. Or do you have? Or is he just a free agent now, and they just have to? You can't. Is he going back to the draft?
That's the thing. I have no idea.
Alex, explain
Alex,
this to me.
How?
Yeah,
Because like, where is he pitching right now? Like an independent league? Or...
I think so. Yeah, and he's just throwing heat missiles. He's back in the draft. Yeah, he's not coming to the White
Okay.
Sox. There's no chance. For those of you listening, I tend to forget that people do just listen to this instead of watch the live show. We're talking about Rocker, the pitcher from Vanderbilt. But yeah, he's playing independent ball right now.
He's been great, but yeah.
He had that whole thing though where they were trying to shortchange him because of his injury history, and he was like, "Nah, son."
The Mets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, thank God, because if you throw him in that rotation right now, that'd be, well, when they get DeGrom back.
Dude,
And
they're
Scherzer.
doing this without DeGrom and Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we hate the Mets, but like they're becoming one of my go-to bet teams.
Holy smokes. MLB Pipeline mocked him to the Sox today, which is probably why I'm looking this up right away so I can get
Well, think
irrational.
the Sox have like 20 or 20.
I feel like
5?
22. Yeah, something like that.
Uh-oh.
Fuck out of here, MLB.
Are you getting your hopes up, Zoe?
Don't get my hopes up like this. Why are you doing this?
Well, you need an
Rocker's
arm
number-
after you lose.
How does he fall to the White Sox though?
Well, I mean, because I still think there's injury concern.
Oh,
We're
then he'd
picking
fit-
26.
26. Yeah.
Well, then he'd fit right in though. Oh man, I'm gonna find this and
I'm speaking completely out of my ass here, but I think this year's draft just has like a lot better hitters. So that's why they're going to be going up a lot near the top.
I'll take it. I will take it. I will take it.
Well, don't do this though, because now you're going to get mad when the Sox don't pick.
I don't think I will because I right off the gate I didn't think this would ever happen. Like ever. Mock. Here we go. Here's a mock. Here's the last mock. Let's see. White Sox. What did you say? They picked 20 something?
26.
26. Let's go down. 26. White Sox. Kumar Rocker. Get the fuck
See,
out of
read
here.
it. What's it say, Zoe? What's it say?
It says
MLB Popline.
It says that's right. He's back in the mock. The reports of his stuff in his first 2 starts have largely been very good, though he will still have to answer the questions on the medical side for a team to feel really comfortable taking him in the first round.
Guy with medical problems, he fits right in.
That's what I'm
A
saying,
perfect
dude.
fit, baby.
That is what I'm saying, bro. Draft him. When is the draft?
Isn't it like All-Star Weekend or something? Or All-Star
Somewhere around there. Draft him. Throw him in the fucking bullpen.
Sunday,
Yeah, your new
July
closer.
11th will be the draft.
Oh, okay, we're saying
It's my little brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Bentar. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Fuck. Now I'm just picturing this. Then White Sox draft him. They go right Garrett Crochet style, throw him right in the pen. He comes out, throws fucking BBs for us.
Has to have Tommy John next season.
Granted.
And they'll fit right in.
Fair enough. But then he comes back, Kopech style.
Go. Well, the misses 2024 though.
Well, that was
for
because
COVID 24,
yeah, well, we all know that's coming.
and then he
No,
comes
it's
back in
it's
2025.
it's chicken pox now, by the way.
All right,
not
the new
monkeypox.
chickenpox. Yeah, monkeypox.
There you go. Oh, the Braves are just mashing home runs. They lose Ozzie Albies, and it's like nothing happened.
Yeah,
They're so good.
ridiculous.
They're so good. All right, you guys
It's
got
great
anything else?
seeing your teams win games.
You guys got anything else?
Nope.
That's all I got.
Right
I just
at
looked
an
at the
hour.
Cubs score. They were
We're not
winning
even-
4 to
I don't
2.
even-
It's
I don't
8-4, I
even-
think.
I don't even want to do that to you, bud.
It's
I
fine.
don't even want to do that to you.
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs, go. Yeah. So for Mitch, although I'm Zoe, I won't be here next week, but the boys will be holding down the fort. And take care of each other at Pinwheels Ivy Pod. DMs are open. Follow us, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Go Sox.